Viewer discretion is advised.
But will be completely ignored.
Take my latest run-in with Batsy. It was just last night, as the entire country was tuning into its favorite talk show.
Believe it, huh? What do you believe in?
I believe whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you stranger. And here we go.
Parole officer's still in jail.
You sure Paul on the makeup.
My boss likes me to wear a smile to work.
Welcome to the Wrestling Asylum. I am the good Dr. Harley Quinn, and yeah, dude, I did ease up on the makeup, so just shut up. All right. But enough of that. I'm going to introduce you to the warden who runs this incredible asylum that is amazing and fabulous. The Joka.
Look alive, wage slaves! Presenting that caliph of clowns, that mogul of mountebanks, the one and only Joka!
He's here. Let's get the show going.
Harley,
Yes, Mr. J?
you should know by now.
Uh-oh.
Anything can happen in this place.
That's true.
But folks, welcome to the Wrestling Asylum. As always, like, share, subscribe, stay notified, telegraph, tell the baby mama, tell the baby daddy, tell the baby drama. You know the rap sheet. Pony Express, Google Plus, Sisters, you know the deal. Show some love. And of course, check out the Linktree, Off the Top Ropes podcast. Keep up to date. Merch, where to find us. And always, check out the archives. And never miss a beat. Also, I got to ask you, how many times did you kick the coffee habit? W Energy, 10% off OTTR mod, plenty of flavors, good and delicious. They'll keep you going. When coffee, all it's going to do is make you do this. Also, it's getting into fall. We got hoodies, sweatshirts, DreamAlive.store, Dream Alive University, 15% off with the promo code. That's DreamAlive.store. Get ready for fall. And of course, get the bling. Get Solace.com from Solace, 25% off OTTR mod promo code. Show off the bling at the party, the club. You know the deal.
Whew.
But
Definitely.
Last week, we had an interesting guest, but the powers that be wrote me a note saying that we have another special guest in store.
Ooh, who is it?
This man is also from Supernova Wrestling.
Ooh.
He is someone on the rise.
Yes.
Someone that I've been watching and I'm thoroughly impressed. So, folks, I'm going to open up the fun and introduce to you.
Want to have some fun before the main event?
He is Yoosaf Odinson.
This is a dangerous crew that we're dealing with.
beast like. The reason why at nighttime we all avoid street lights. Take the most dangerous man that's from out the asylum and multiply 3 times. He can turn lions to kitty cats. What you know about having 13 lives? Not the cool type of crazy. We're talking the worst anyone's ever seen. His name is Yoosaf 13. Yoosaf 13. Yoosaf 13. Yoosaf 13. Let's go. Yoosaf 13. Yoosaf 13. Yoosaf 13. Yoosaf 13. Unicornium, one of many, savage or so forth. 13 personalities, but in real life, this ain't folklore. If you know what's good for you, then you don't really want no war. Think you pissed him off, this is different, dog. Here he comes now, oh boy. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde might need to hide from this different guy. The reason why things like King Kong, the Incredible Hulk, and Godzilla die. Nobody's gonna live forever, this kid is clever and he isn't nice. If he's your opponent now, then it's going down. Yeah, it's your time to meet Yoosaf 13. Yoosaf 13. Yoosaf 13. Yoosaf 13. Let's go. Yoosaf 13. Yoosaf 13. Yoosaf 13. Yoosaf 13. Why are we so unpredictable? Only the foolish should think they know. The matters most savage and mystical. A mirage in your mind that is physical. We don't know who to see when he shows his face. Look right into his eyes as your soul escapes. It's a dangerous circus with no escape.
This is a dangerous group.
Yeah, you know his name. Yoosaf 13. Yoosaf 13. Yoosaf 13. Yoosaf 13. Let's go. Yoosaf.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to welcome to the asylum, Yoosaf Odinson. It is nice to meet you, fine sir. Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome. You said I'm from Supernova Wrestling.
Well, that is where I know you very well from.
I'm from Asgard, you impetulant child.
Oh.
Well,
Sorry.
but I have to ask you this starting question. Your entrance that was just playing the music, is that something you came up with? Because it's quite catchy. I like it.
It's one of many that my brother has come up with.
Cool.
Nice. I like it. Now, do you use that in every promotion that you wrestle in or just certain ones? I've had wrestlers who use certain themes in other places.
Well, there's 3 songs, and each promotion wants to use a different one.
Very cool.
Yeah.
This one's very catchy. Now, the last day or two, I've been rewatching some of your matches. I got to say, you got an intensity that matches Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu combined.
Yeah.
How did you develop your in-ring style? Like, when you were breaking in and whatnot, how did you kind of find where your strengths were in terms of intensity, power? Like, how did that come about?
I don't want to sound like a jerk, but it's natural. It's how I've always been, just explosive and get stuff over immediately. Like, I don't know, get the job done quick. That's how it gets done. You don't play with your food.
Nope.
It was mostly honed by Bo Douglas and Kevin Landry. They saw what was in me. They saw the weapon. They turned it into the assault force.
Ooh.
Wow.
Nice.
Very nice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the next question I want to ask you is, so far in the matches that you've had, have any of them really been something that you've say would stand out, make a big scout in one of the bigger promotions notice? Is there one in particular match that makes you say they're going to look back at that match and go, we got to get this guy? Because I think fans are going to say when they watch you, why is he not in a big promotion already?
Yeah.
He's got the speed. He's got the power. He's got the intensity. He sure as shit can work the mic.
Yeah.
What's the holdup?
Rumors, gatekeeping, jealousy. You know, 1 minute I'm a yarder. Next minute I'm trained by Kevin Landry or Bo Douglas. Next minute I'm not. Next minute I've never gone to practice one day in my life. So it's like, oh.
Oh, wow.
It only takes one person with a good drive to try to stop you from getting into stuff.
Wow.
So you've been having a lot of backstage politics, is what you're
That's
saying.
because I'm amazing.
Oh, there ain't no denying that.
We're not doubting that.
Shit. The aerosol off the top, Jesus.
That is crazy.
I
That
have
is
not
so cool.
seen anybody get that level of height.
Wow.
There's very
That was
few.
against the Great Alofa.
There's very few who get that height, you being one of them. So I got, wow. No doubt about that.
From the second row, yeah.
Yeah.
Just jump and go.
It just
Yeah, you got right there, like, holy shit.
Your flattery
God
is winning me
damn.
over. I love it.
Now, Christy, what would you like to ask before we continue? What question do you have?
How do you prepare for a big time match? Like what
Puking
kind of
in a
routine?
trash can.
Yeah.
Oh shit, we're going live.
What? Damn.
Okay.
You can ask anyone in the backstage who's been with me before I go into a match. It's like, hey.
Oh boy.
Every time.
Oh my god.
Okay. I can respect that. I get that.
Yeah.
It's at this point, it's just ritual. Get it out before it gets out there. It's weird because
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll peek back the curtain for a second, but it's like when I go through the curtain, right before I go through the curtain, I can't breathe. My throat's the size of a straw for some reason. My sinuses are blocked. But after I go through the curtain, it's like, oh, showtime. And I just breathe. And I just do what I do, and I don't get blown up. And at the end of the match, it's like, I don't know. It's like all the damage I took comes in the future, and I'll walk past and be like, "Oh, I did great! Slap hands, high five with somebody," and I go sit down and be like,
Yeah, you blow up at the end.
Yeah.
So when you're training for a big match, what are 2 or 3 key things that you're working with? Is it striking? Is it submissions? What 2 or 3 key things that you really work on before a big time match, like say a title match or, something really violent and vicious?
So I'm at the gym every day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always prepared. I'm always going to be ready. I don't skip leg day. Stay whatever. I was at 300 something pounds. I'm at 250 now.
Oh wow!
Nice.
I mean, it was slow, but it took me a long time. I use aggression and my sheer physical strength to basically dominate. So dominate and aggression. I don't think it's striking or brawling. I'm going to use whatever works.
Right.
And if it works, because sometimes striking doesn't work on a much larger guy. Like there's this guy out there named Uncle Fats, and he thinks, but I can't strike him to death.
Oh my god.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first.
Had a conversation, and he understands that in the end, Daddy gonna be clapping some cheeks, and it's okay, and he just has to accept it.
We gotta give it this.
Oh, shucky, ducky, quack, quack.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh,
shit. Yeah.
Wow.
Woohoo.
I gotta say, the stuff that I've watched, I mean, every match you just bring it. And what do you feel from the fans during a match, after a match? Do you feel their energy towards you? Like if you're building on a comeback, if somebody's got you on the ropes, not saying that it happens often, but if you're in something like a vicious, violent, there's weapons involved, shit like that.
When I had a kinder heart, I could feel that. Unfortunately, I've taken quite the heel turn as of late. However, it just seems like there are some diehard loyal Assault Force fans that could say, hey, I could punch a nun in front of a church and no one would say anything about it.
Oh, shit.
What?
Damn. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. Nun punching.
There you go.
Ain't nothing wrong.
All right, first off, I would never punch a nun, but if I did, she did some shit. She did some shit.
Oh, shit. So, I gotta ask this. for those who are just tuning in for the first time, how did you get into wrestling? Like, how old were you when you started being a fan? What made you one day go, this is what I want to do? For those who aren't familiar with you.
Oof. So that's a really deep question for me, but I could tell you about what time I was a fan, probably 7, 8, 9 years old. Monday Night Raw was coming on right after China Beach. I'd wait for China Beach to end. It'd be like China Beach would just playing in the background. And you're sitting there waiting for it to end, and then the beautiful people, whatever, whatever happened. But I'm not sure what song it was at the time, but that's the song.
Union Underground, if I remember right.
Yeah, that's the song I think of when I think of Raw. But that would come on and be like, oh, okay. But I liked The Rock. I like, I was like older dudes. If you brought an animal to the ring, you won me over. Like Jake the Snake Roberts, like he's the bad guy, but he got a snake. How is he the bad guy? And they'll be like, oh, but no, he's the bad guy. Like, nah, he ain't the bad guy. He got a snake. He the good guy. Like, the British Bulldog, Coco Beware.
Oh, tugging at my heartstrings on some of those. $1 Million Man being one of them.
Yeah, so how I got into wrestling is I always wanted to be a wrestler. I'll break a little bit here, but I always wanted to be a wrestler, but I lived in the middle of the state. And I didn't have a lot of transportation. I grew up pretty poor. Now, middle class poor though, but like I had no physical money. My parents were house broke. They had a house and they were broke. So, and so I never got to live my dream. And then I ended up getting in a couple of car accidents that were pretty bad. And eventually I broke my back.
Oh.
And yeah, in 2015, I was in a wheelchair. And I remember the surgeon was like, your life's not over. I didn't want to take pictures. I wanted to kill myself. It was terrible. I hated being in the wheelchair. And the guy was like, hey, your life's not over. And you can even still be an athlete if you want to be an athlete. Like there's so many different Olympics, Paralympics, whatever. And I was just like, whatever. He's like, your life's not over, I promise you. What did you want to do? And I'll tell you how you can do it. And I said, all right, well, I want to be a professional wrestler. And he was like, I meant something serious. Yikes. And it drilled into my head. And I just used all of the spite and pain and fight through everything to relearn how to walk. And I had to immobilize my leg and my right ankle. It was a nightmare, and using crutches. And eventually I just kind of rebuilt myself. I'm in pain all the time. Some people think I'm irritable. I'm just at a 3, not my fault. Whether I'm sitting, standing, running, taking a bath, having fun in the sack, whatever, it's hurting all the time. So
So there's still some lingering effects.
Yeah, it's probably why I'm so explosive, just in general. I'm just always angry.
Well, I mean, you went through hell from in a car accident. That's
what led up to it. It was multiple back injuries, and now I'm a medical miracle. That's what the word they used. They were like, they actually don't even know how I can walk. The X-ray they have in my back is messed up. They're like,
where did they have to do the surgery?
They didn't do any surgery. They did a least invasive inside-y thing. I only have a scar on my back this big. It wasn't like they cut me open. And they moved something out, and they gave me a cortisol shot. And they still said, you're going to be in a wheelchair still. This is just going to help with the pain.
Damn.
And I said, okay. And then I couldn't. The day I pissed myself, it was the day I was like, I'm not staying in a wheelchair. And that was it. So
you fought back. Yep.
Yeah.
That, I got to say that is a miracle, because
it is.
Whatever damage to your back, the fact that you said no, no. Many people give up easy. You said, fuck this, I'm going for it, and I'm taking it back. You took it back, and anybody that berates you, I say this.
Yeah,
that to me is incredible. The fact that you are walking, let alone in the ring, even though you're at a constant pain threshold of 3, is nothing short of, somebody up there saying no.
Yep.
he's meant to fulfill his destiny. Not
Yeah.
on my.
Here. And here I thought it was just my Asgardian blood.
Well, there's that too, but that's beside.
There you go. See, simple answers. Simple answers.
That's beside the point.
Yeah.
That's a given. Come on. Yeah. So, how long did it take for you to recover when after the accident? And then you went through, how much a rehab did they make you do?
A while. It was like 8 or 9 months of full-on recovery just to even.
Oh, wow.
You don't understand. I've been in constant recovery. If you talk to my trainer, Bo Douglas, I was sluggish. I didn't have any control, motor skills or anything. And I still got up there and I still did it. I would limp out of the school, like limp, like literally just be broken, like just like I couldn't move every muscle in my body, all messed up. Yeah. And I still showed up every single time. And he was like, damn. And I only get better, but you can still see a few of my mistakes because of my back in the ring. But mostly when I'm walking by myself, I could point it out, but I'll never do that. But if you could find one, you'd be like, wait a second, is that because of his back? Now you'll look.
Right. Well, the way you go, nobody would ever imagine that you went through that because of how intense you are.
Yeah.
Well, it's cool because I'm always at a level 3 pain, nothing else hurts me. So I just keep going. Like it's what it is. The amount of pain it takes to hurt me. I remember I got hit in the back with a golf club on a Battlefront show.
Who are you wrestling in that one?
Dirtbag Dan.
Oh.
Yeah, really living up to his name. He freaking smashed me in the back with a golf club, and I wore Spalding on my back for like a year. That's how he hit me. But I didn't even realize that's what had happened. I was like, what the heck? So I got into the ring and I got right back up and I still kept fighting. And everyone was like, holy crap. Because it's like I had to reassess what had happened. And that's the last time it barely felt it. It was the last time I registered like an actual pain event in wrestling.
Oh my God.
So it is what it is.
It is.
Yeah.
I agree.
Christy, what do you want to ask?
Who were your inspirations when you decided to get into wrestling? Like, who inspired you to want to do this?
Well, obviously, The Rock. Taz. Booker T. If you look at my costume of the clip you guys just played, what was he wearing? Look at my costume, the ring and the straps.
Yes.
So you got Taz, you got Booker T.
I saw Taz.
Yeah. Oh, I love mounting a dude and just bang on each side of his head with
all day. So when it came to Taz, what from Taz did you draw from? Was it just a killer, or when he got on the mic, you knew, oh shit,
it's going down?
No, everything he did in the ring, all of his strikes, everything that was powerful, smashy smash. It was what it was. That's my jam. So.
Taz.
I didn't take his suplexes; those are his.
I'll tell you this: for me, Taz was one of my all-time favorites. I got to see him one time live in his career in '99 here, back up in Buffalo when I was growing up.
I got to see his son live. That was okay.
Oh, yeah. I've seen
Hook. Love Hook.
Would you?
Okay.
Would you want to train with Taz if you could get the chance?
That'd be fun.
Once again, back to the punching a nun thing. I would do that to do that. What I was gonna say is that Hook is okay. I like him. He just looks like a Final Fantasy main character. He does. Tell me he doesn't.
I didn't see it at first, but now I got the visual in my head, and I'm like,
I can't unsee it. I just can't. God damn.
Like,
yeah, it does.
With the baby chips.
Oh God.
So
you got me to leave my friends alone to be on a podcast with me. I feel very terrible, but they're on their phones. They're just having the grand old time. You guys good? What? Everybody's awesome? Yeah, cool. Went to buffet today. It was delicious. I ate all the buffet. All of it.
Which buffet did you go to?
Imperial Buffet in Shrewsbury. It was delicious. Hey, like 4 or 5 plates. So Asgardian boys need to eat.
That's
Fat
right.
Boy Fall's coming.
True.
Keep your
It
strength
is.
up.
Definitely.
Definitely the energy too.
Mm-hmm.
So the big question is, out of all the matches that you've had, which one would you say fans underestimated maybe you when you came back from your injury? Like, oh, he might not get back in the ring.
I didn't become a wrestler till after my injury, so
Okay.
Oh,
I didn't
jeez.
come back to it. It was
Okay, so you were
what
injured.
inspired me to wrestle was the actual getting out of the wheelchair thing. No,
Okay.
the fans. I changed everybody's mind about me with my match versus Eric the Savage Pierce, Battlefront Pro Wrestling. I wrestled Eric the Savage Pierce in I think 2019, and everyone was like, "Holy crap, that guy can wrestle!" And all I had to do was a couple of sunset flips and a bunch of other stuff, and people were like, "Oh, ooh."
They were like, wait a second.
Like, what is this?
I can do all the stuff. It's just so. Here's the part that is confusing about wrestling. Okay, everybody expects every wrestler to be the same, but how are we supposed to be unique if we all have to be the same? So I take the stuff that works. If I'm gonna attack you with something, it's either going to work or fail. I want to use all the stuff that works. So I'm not going to be like the guy next to you. I'm going to brawl because I'm going to brawl. I'm going to pick you up and smash you on the ground. I'm going to fold you up like origami, like what I'm going to do to Wild Child.
Ooh, speaking of, she had some choice words for you last week. Would you care to respond? I will give you the floor to do so. Feel free.
Go for it.
Choice words?
Mm-hmm.
She called you out.
She did.
First off, Wild Child, you must understand, the physics aren't there. You ain't going to defeat the Assault Force. And here's the thing. There's 2 promotions working that weekend. October 3rd and October 4th. And you're at both. And I put a little bit of strings, and I'm going to be fighting you at both shows. You're going to fight me at both shows. I get to beat you twice.
Oh, shit.
But seriously, Sweet Pea, you got to be careful. You got to think you're going to give me all of you and this, that, and the other thing. And I could take all of you, all 22 and a half pounds of you. But you're going to have to do it twice now. You should be happy. This is the best you're ever going to get. Because you may never wrestle again. I understand what, workplace injuries can do when fighting a monster. So, I apologize. That's not a threat. That's just, you seem so fragile, little one. So, how about you just go back to Tennessee, stay there, don't come up here, do whatever you got to do, and Daddy doesn't have to break a foot up in your ass.
Wild Child, if you're listening,
Miss Wild Child.
somebody decided to say enough was enough and respond. You better watch yourself, little lady.
Oh boy.
Mr. Odinson here ain't gonna play nice.
It's not the point of the game. Is the point of the game playing nice? Or was it ruthless aggression, trying to win?
Destruction.
Destruction. Devastation. Like Foggy would say, devastation.
That's right.
Yep.
But my big thing is, besides the 2 matches with Wild Child, do you have any title matches coming up? Challenging
matches.
Defending.
I don't go for gold. It's never been my main thing. It's not something that I'm looking forward to. I don't want to carry something else in my bag. I know that I'm amazing. I know that I am capable. I don't need a strap to show that. Eventually, a company was going to throw a strap on me, and they will. Of course, they fucking will. And I will hold that strap in representation of that company with all high, pride, and mighty. But until that day happens, I worry about no such endeavors.
Okay. Christy?
Who would your dream rivalry be?
Rivalry requires me to want to fight them more than once. So I wouldn't know. But my dream opponents are Dan Maff, like I always say, this new guy out there called Bruce Hamilton. He looks like a lot of XP. He looks like a lot of XP. I love it.
Damn.
Uncle Fats. Dad, you want to clap Uncle Fats' cheeks. Tell him to get to the gym. You understand? This is an endurance match.
Hold out, bud. I hope you're paying attention.
Oh, please be. Please.
He's like, I'll fuck you up. I'll fuck you up. And I'm like, you gotta catch me, dude. I'm gonna backpedal so fast. I'm gonna call it the rabbit punch. I'm gonna run, punch, rabbit away. Run, punch, rabbit away. And like, he's gonna be tired after. He's gonna be like, hold on, let me get my Mountain Dew. And I'll be like, oh, here you go, buddy. And I'll sip him some Mountain Dew. He'll be like, thanks, you said. And we'll start fighting again. It's just gonna be useless.
Who from one of the big companies do you want to step in the ring with the most?
Big companies. Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Like WWE, New Japan, TNA.
AEW.
It could be anywhere.
That guy everybody's comparing me to. What's his face? You know, I was on Chiz's podcast, and they said, oh, you like a skinnier version of him. Something, I can't remember his name. Oh, well. Everyone's saying that. I guess Damian Priest.
Ooh, yes.
Well, because he's super tall, and I want to show people you can chop those down.
Oh, I could definitely see the two of you get.
Me too.
And
be a battle.
Oh, I guess Daniel Bryan, because he stole my haircut.
Danielson, AEW champ.
Yes.
Somebody got a beef with your ass.
I just squeezed the life out of him. Wardlow, is he still around? That guy was awesome.
Wardlow would be good. I think they have him sitting and catering right now because they don't know what to do.
Like,
feel bad.
Tony
Khan, get your head on straight.
Come on, TK, make it happen.
On that.
I don't know. The bigger the better usually, but they have to also be agile. You know, giants for me if they don't move.
Yeah.
What about a Brian Cage?
Hey, Brian Cage, holy crap. Hell yeah.
Yeah. That dude. Oh my God.
He would rip me in pieces, but it'd be like Deadpool and the Juggernaut. I'd just be so happy about it.
I love it. Love me some Deadpool. Oh, hell yeah.
I'm like, I'm a big fan, Rip. Like,
got to regrow the legs, everything. See the baby feet.
Yeah. So I'm here with my two friends, and I like that I'm washed out by lights everywhere. This is pretty gangster. So actually, I'm kind of like pseudo on a date, and I just left her with my buddy, and now I'm doing a podcast. Yeah, that's actually really what's happening.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
All good.
It's okay though.
See, she said it's okay, so we're okay.
There's nothing wrong there.
It's all good.
I gotta grab my smart water. How long is this podcast?
Well, however much time you have left, we know it's precious.
It's just a few more minutes.
Okay, that's fair.
That works.
One of the big questions that I do want to ask, we've seen a lot of the, men versus women matches gaining a lot of momentum. So with that said, Supernova's doing it, other promotions are doing it. Do you see that coming more mainstream down the road?
I think it should have been done a long time ago. You got to stop looking at women as women and men as men, and anybody is that they need to be considered as competitors. So it bothers me that everyone's like, "Oh, you're fighting a woman." It's like she's a competitor. Like, hear me out. Let's just break this down. You're playing Mortal Kombat. Do you not play the females because they're worse? No, you play it because they're fast as fuck, and you use them to beat the crap out of people. Sonya Blade versus Kano, that's a classic rivalry right there. So we're just going to go to be as geeky as hell. So why can't that be done in wrestling? Why can't that story be told? So I'm tired. I'm tired of them like, oh, it's a woman. Yo, this ain't the 90s anymore. A woman will fuck you up, dude. I would rather fight 6'6" dude, full of muscle, powerlifting MMA fucking god, than a 5 foot lady who desperately believes I stole her baby.
Damn.
Oh my god.
Folks, you heard it here first as well.
Mm-hmm.
We want it mainstream. I do agree with you on that
Very good.
point because, you know, when you watch WWE and they have the mixed tags,
Mm-hmm.
and you hear only the guys can fight the guys, it's like, come on, we're in the 21st.
It's like, come on. It's just like,
I
come
totally
on.
agree on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like,
On
let
that
someone
point
like,
alone.
yeah. It's like, let someone like Alexa Bliss take down somebody like The Miz, for example.
Oh, that'd be freaking funny.
That would be hilarious.
That would be hilarious given Miz's ability.
It'd be fun though.
You know, so I'm trying to think. What question do you want to ask, Christy? I think he's muted.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
That's okay.
I'm back.
That's all right.
You're good. It's all
I
good.
was saying goodbye to my date.
Okay. Who is your dream tag team partner if you had to pick one?
Oof. If I had to pick a tag team partner, it would have to be somebody who's also a savage.
Ooh.
And I will call you. Yeah, definitely. It had to be someone who's also a savage, also fits the theme, you know, another Asgardian. But if I had to pick, I don't know, Lilith Grimm.
Ooh.
Nice.
Like, I don't want to have another. Like, why? All right. Once again, going back to like, why do I have to have a male tag team partner?
I don't. That's a great idea.
There are some girls out there who are built better, stronger, and bigger than 90% of the high flying dudes. And, you know, like Lilith Grimm, I bet you she would tear through the indie dudes left and right. All these guys who are never seen a gym.
Oh, wow.
I believe it.
Me too.
I've heard about. Now I can. He's not wrong, Christy. He's not wrong.
I believe it. He's not wrong at all.
And a mutual friend of ours.
I lied. I do wish I had one tag team partner.
Who?
You see, I am also Yoosaf 13. Yes, the schizophrenic psychopath wrestling god. But imagine Yoosaf 13, hear me out. Yoosaf 13. Say it with me, folks. Yoosaf 13. And Elijah 6. And Elijah 6. Team 19. Team 19. Team 19. Team 19.
Yes.
You made me have a moment. Oh my God, the anarchy.
Oh, that would be great, wouldn't it?
Oh my God, I'm
Team
happy.
19 tearing it up, putting boots to asses, slapping cheeks, clapping them up, high-fiving while we do it. You know what I mean.
Oh, yes. All right. But I gotta say, I know your time is precious, but before
Oh, no, my date left. We're good now.
Oh, okay. So,
see, I chose wrestling over my date.
That's crazy.
What?
But thank you nonetheless. It's appreciated.
It's a wild place.
One of my biggest questions, and I have to ask this, is how dating when it comes to being a wrestler, how do you effectively make it work? Like whether you're in a relationship, on the road. I mean, we hear stories all the time, but from your perspective, how
mean like monogamy?
Oh, heck no. Just in general.
Oh, well, you ask a girl if she likes you, if she's in your DMs. You ask if she wants to go out to eat. You know, she go out to eat. You do that 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 times and then consent. I mean, it's super easy.
I'm talking about like being a performer, being on the road. Like if you had somebody at home, if you had someone you were coming home to when you weren't on the road.
Why wouldn't they be with me?
Ooh.
Oh my God.
I like the sound of that because I don't see that much in the indies. I don't see it as often as it should.
Because everybody in the indies, I'm about to throw some shade. They're cheating on the girls, 1000%.
Oh, dude.
Oh yeah, they got these girls that
Oh.
come over and they're like, "Oh, your girlfriend don't have to know." Like, it's nuts. These people, they have a wife at home and a wife in the ring, and everybody knows it. But they ain't
Oh
like
my,
us.
wow.
They ain't like us. They ain't like us. They ain't like us.
We don't have any names to mention, do we?
No, I'm not gonna throw that much shade. I could bury 90% of wrestling.
Nothing wrong there. We want to make sure there's nothing left unturned, as they say.
True.
Christy, what do you want to ask now?
I can't think of anything right now.
Yes, I was naturally this handsome all the time.
Now, I want to know, when you broke in, how did you put everything together, from how you wanted your ring gear, how you wanted the character you portrayed?
So I was originally, my ring gear is a complete accident. I'll share this with anybody who ever sees this. My ring gear is a complete accident. So I put the Harlem Heat pants on, right? When I was playing the video game, you know, I was like, I want to make my character. I mean, I used to make them really good. Like, everyone looked like everybody. I had my own little Facebook group. It was awesome. People were like, holy crap, that actually looks like me. Super attention to detail. So I put the Harlem Heat gear on, and then I put like the joggers that Enzo Amore would wear.
Oh yeah.
Over that, and it looked wicked fucking cool. I'm like, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do that. And I'll put kick pads over the joggers, and I'll just look badass with my little Egyptian pants on, my MC Hammer flares. And then I put the clothes on without the pants and sent a picture to Dad, aka Bo Douglas, not Odin. Odin's got no time for that, plus he's only got one eye, you know. So, like, but Bo Douglas, he was like, "No, that's your ring gear," and I was like, "Without the pants?" And he's just like, "You look like an actual wrestler and not some jogger." And I was like, "I love you, Dad," and that's went out. And I was scared when I first went out there, but my ring gear is literally an accident. It's the first piece of a full costume, and I just didn't put the pants on.
No,
right.
So I looked away. It was a complete accident. It's literally a onesie jumper. It's supposed to look so different.
Yeah.
I like it. It looks good.
Yep.
Dad was right. Don't put on the pants.
Definitely.
Yeah. I actually still use my dad's kick pads. Bo Douglas's kick pads are still part of my thing. I've repaired them 1,000 times, but yeah. I still use those. They're part of my attire. I don't know, I integrated a lot of what people have given me. I have two dads, obviously, Kevin Landry. Bo taught me the actual fundamentals of wrestling, like the things you actually need and conditioning. And Kevin didn't need to teach me how to bump. I just got that. I didn't know how to do it in the beginning, but when Kevin got me, he showed me aggression. He's just like, why aren't you, when you're pulling some out of the corner, also shoulder them first. You kick them and the ref, whatever, and then you come in, you shoulder them, and you whip them out. Like, I'm like, oh, you mean be mean all the time? He was like, exactly. And that's what happened. So Kevin was like, oh, this is a monster. Let's make him more of a monster. So now I have a bunch of more evil tactics. He's like, when someone's trying to get up, step on their hand. Like, I'm like, oh, okay. Like, that makes you hateable. I was like, oh, okay.
Who else's learning tree would you like to sit under?
Learning tree. Well, a Booker T. Holy crap. Oh damn, that would be sick.
That would be
And
awesome.
so I don't mark out, but I'll mark out for one dude, and I'm sorry. And I will do it every time. And everyone's like, oh, you can't do that because he's just like you. And I'm like, I don't care. And that is the Hurricane. If I saw the Hurricane, I would geek out harder than if I saw The Rock, Stone Cold. If anybody came back from the dead, I'd be like, holy crap, you're back from the dead. That's awesome. Shake your hand. Can I get your autograph? If I saw the Hurricane, I'd be like, I'd walk up to him. I'd be like, I sent you a message when I was a kid. You never answered me. What's up with that?
I love it. And you got the pitch of the voice, too.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
that would be my dream match entirely. But it would be me marking out the whole time. Like I said, once again, Deadpool reference. I'd be like, "Yee," and he'd be like, choke slam. And I'd be like, "Yee," on my back. And he'd be pitting me, and I'd be like, "Yee."
Deadpool meets the Hurricane.
Yeah.
The closest Deadpool wrestler there is Red Dog, though. That guy. That guy's the man.
So, for now, do you take time off during the holidays, obviously, or are you still on the road?
No time off. There's no gimmick either. I am who I am. I'm in the ring. I'm the same guy as I'm out here. Like, I eat raw meat. I eat a lot of stuff. I'm a goddamn savage. I live in the middle of the woods. Like, nothing about this is fake. That's the problem. I'm just me. And that's what a lot of people don't like. I'm not used to wearing masks. I just be me. Sometimes I'm not me. Sometimes I'm a completely different me, but I'm still me. It's just I live life completely unfiltered. Let's go. Like,
So you're literally go, 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 go.
if someone wanted me in Hawaii next week, I'd be there.
Oh,
like, hey, we have Honolulu WWWW. And I'd be like, okay, what's that stand for? Honolulu wrestling. Oh, sure, cool. Yeah, I'll go there. Like,
okay. Now, other than in Boston, where else have you been wrestling?
Pennsylvania, Connecticut, Rhode Island. I miss XWA. That was my favorite promotion. I don't know. I'm also not at liberty to say. I know there are rumors about a rent thing, but I'm not at liberty to say. I just know that they were pretty awesome. They're the only promotion that I've seen in a real long time that like decorated their arena. So like their arena, they had their own arena. It was a warehouse. They had past and present champions on the walls everywhere. They had They had a mic coming from the ceiling. You know, like
the old school one.
Yeah, and they had a ramp that came in. Lights. They control light, sound. If somebody came in and they were like, the devil, that shit would get red.
Ooh.
They had control everything. They had a music situation. They had a Titantron, and that's why I tell everybody. You control the music, you control the lights, you control the sound, you control wrestling, man.
Yeah.
1000%. Like that's it. You could put two nobodies who never wrestled a match in their life in a ring that had that level of presence for a studio or an arena, and it wouldn't matter. People would be like, "This is amazing," because it's just it's the experience. I hate setting up at pool halls and bingo halls in the back of American Legions because they all look the same. I mean, it's cool and it's like it's the only thing we got, but like I don't know. It just doesn't feel like the big time, and that's why the big time is the big time.
Excuse me.
I don't know. I apologize for going on that tangent.
No,
it's all right. Nope, you're good.
But yeah, in general, XWA was my favorite promotion. I might not have had any of my favorite matches there, but I always just felt world class when I was there.
Wow.
Ever make it to New York at all yet, or?
No, yes, at the Dynasty Pro Wrestling.
Okay,
I remember 'cause I had to get a doctor to look at me, and I was like, he had like a metal thing, and I was like, and he was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I'm just taking your blood pressure, and I was like, it's my pressure, leave it alone. You cannot have my pressure.
Oh damn. Jeez. Have you been able to come out and wrestle on say the West Coast yet, or?
I would if I could find a promotion. A lot of promotions don't know about me.
Oh yikes!
But some of the ones out here, I know every single time I branch out and go somewhere else, everyone loves me. I'm gonna hopefully be wrestling in Tennessee soon, and other places like Florida.
I know Texas would love you.
Mm-hmm.
I hope so. I want to go to Texas.
I live here now. I can tell you right now. I've been watching some of the indies here, just online alone.
I'll get there, man. Get me a booking, man. I'll get there.
You.
Yes.
Fans would love you.
They go
regardless
crazy.
if you're a heel or not.
Yeah.
I know. Oh, what's the name of the one here? I can't remember it offhand at the moment. They just went on a break for.
I know they have River City one that was out in Texas. That's mostly females, right? That was good. I actually think that there should be more female companies, like just in general, that focus. Like, show a poster, show a bunch of chicks on it.
Mission
That are
Pro
like
too
warriors.
down here.
Yeah.
Huh?
There's also Mission Pro Wrestling.
Excuse me.
Forget. There's another one that's all female down here. Gotta look it up when I get a chance, but
Yeah, I'll drive down there tomorrow. You don't have to worry about me. Like,
Woohoo! Yes.
it'll take me 3 days to get there, but I'll do it.
Oh hell yeah! It's
like, you wait, I'll be there. I'm gonna get you, Joker. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you in 72 hours. You stay right there.
I need backup. I ain't calling up that.
Hold on, let me map twist this. Hold on. 3 hours and 7. No, I'm good.
No, there's a lot of places down here that I know would welcome you with open arms. I know in New York, Empire State Wrestling, based out of Buffalo, they would enjoy you. I would go to their stuff when I was living there. I can tell you firsthand, if you walk in that locker room, you would get huge, respect, welcome, open arms. There's a plethora of talent there that would love to
Yoosaf Odinson, damn it.
Oh,
Comes with the whole territory.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
One guy I know that would probably want to wrestle you first because he likes getting in the ring with the big guys is Saren Rain. That guy would probably.
That would look good on my arm, is what you're saying?
I think on the mat, probably.
Oh no, you don't understand. There's been a little bit of a collection going on.
Oh my God.
Whaler, folks.
Damn.
We got ourselves a victims list.
Yes.
I call it a scorecard, but still.
Oh, scorecard.
Okay.
Okay.
Scorecard, victims list, whatever floats.
But
I can tell you,
a fuck around and find out list where I'm gonna put Wild Child.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
Wild Child.
You know what? I'm not gonna be able to wrestle. The reason why I'm pissed off at Wild Child is because I'm not going to be able to wrestle Clifford Miller again in a long time. She took my opportunity at wrestling, which means no tattoo, means no belt that he was offering, no win. And I got cake in my face, humiliation. And they're like, oh, why are you mad at Wild Child? Because she got to understand, she got to earn respect. She wild, someone needs to tame that ass. That's all I'm trying to say.
Damn.
Yikes.
Hey, I don't talk soft. I ain't talking soft for anybody. Okay?
Right.
Podcast, fine. In the middle of a show, I won't drop an F-bomb. But on your podcast, it'd be figgity, fuck. I don't give a shit. But,
oh, please. This is the R-rated podcast.
Hey,
it was R-rated the moment I
drop
signed
as
in.
many F-bombs as you want.
Many F-bombs have been uttered on this show.
Many.
We are not politically correct. That is.
No, we are not.
So
But
feel
in general,
free. Profanity can flow.
Yes.
This is why everyone's like, oh, why do you want to torture Wild Child? It's like, she's like, you don't think I'm tortured every single day? I was undefeated Supernova.
She took that.
I was like freaking The Undertaker. She ruined that whole shit for me. And now I'm just like, I hate her so much. Heavy breathing, heaving breaths, flames on the side of my face. I stole that from Clue.
I love it. In all seriousness, though, Wild Child, if you see this, you done pissed somebody off. Time for penance.
Time for a cage. That's what I'll tell you. So.
Ooh, somebody wants a steel cage.
Steel cage.
Wild Child,
you can't run away. It's weird. It's weird how, like, I think a bunch of people are gonna come see this because they're gonna watch a little girl be murdered, which is a crazy fucking way to put that. Should be on a list now already. I'm definitely got my FBI agents like, don't say that. Stop. Like,
no.
Where'd that red dot come from?
Oh, I don't
Good.
know.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Who the hell called Deadshot?
I said, where'd that red dot come from?
Oh my God,
that's
Deadshot.
Deadshot.
Where's Deadshot?
Oh,
Where the
damn.
fuck is Deadshot?
Run!
Run. He's in the kill.
That guy don't miss.
Damn straight.
All right, well.
So I know you're going to have to get going, but before you leave, tell the people at home what's coming up, where they can find you, and if you want to leave Wild Child with any last words, now's the time. Yes. I give you the floor, kind sir.
Well, you can find me at Yoosaf, Yoosaf Odinson, at basically anywhere. And all the socials. And you'll see me October 3rd at BWA, slapping and clapping Wild Child's cheeks to pieces. And then you will see me October 4th at SNW, repeating the process, like wax on, wax off kind of situation. And then I'm going to beat Wild Child so bad, I'm even going to get color in that tattoo, because that's my whole gimmick. You know, you beat him again, you add color. That's why RJ Boom got full color. Anyways. All I'm trying to say, Wild Child, is you can go ahead and think you're big and bad, and, you know, you can do everything. And, you know, it's the future is female, and it is, but not today, baby. You know what it is, Sweet Pea. You know what it is, Princess. You know what it is, darling. Read you in a nice story. You can go.
Well, damn. Don't think anybody could have said it better.
True.
Well, I know you have to get going. So with that being said, Mr. Yoosaf Odinson, it was a pleasure to have you here today. Thank you for coming in. You're welcome back anytime. And Wild Child, I think you better be nervous.
She should definitely be nervous.
You stole a man's Undertaker-esque, like, winning streak.
Yeah.
I was really proud of that one, sir.
You thought you could get away with it?
She did. She thought she was a regular little Bonnie and Clyde. Oh, they didn't get away with it, did they? What's the other one?
No.
Thelma and Louise. No, they didn't get away either.
Nope.
Yeah, exactly. You ain't getting away with it.
Now, other than facing Wild Child, do you have any other matches after that?
I was supposed to go against some people at what's it called? Tough and Talented, but that show got pushed to October 16th, I think. So most of my shows, and there might be one show in Rhode Island that I can't speak of yet in September. Other than that, most of my bookings are in October, November, December, January. Like, I'm booked pretty heavily next year too. So it's just is what it is.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Well, again, thank you so much for stopping in and giving us your time today. It's much appreciated.
Word life. Basic thugonomics. Peace.
Peace. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Supernova star Yoosaf Odinson. We got to take a break. When we come back, this week's Analyze This is about a moment that changed everything.
Oh, yeah.
On the other side of the break, not only do we talk about the infamous Montreal Screwjob,
Yes.
but all ego Ethan Page.
Oh, you, sir.
Up. Ethan Page, you have pissed me off for the last fucking time. Your fate now lies in my electric chair. Your angel of death away. So take this time, get your snacks, your booze, your bong and your blunt, because this one's gonna be good.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
Come on, Jacob. Calling Gordon. Calling Captain James Gordon.
New and improved Joka products with a new secret ingredient. Smiley.
Love that Joker.
Uh-oh. He don't look happy. He's been using Brand X. With new and improved Joker brand, I get a grin again and again.
That luscious tan, those ruby lips and hair color, so natural, only your Undertaker knows for sure.
Love that Joker.
So remember, put on a happy face.
Believe it, huh? What do you believe in?
I believe whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you stranger.
want something done right, do it yourself. WWE Originals, 17 original tracks featuring Chris Jericho, Stacy Keibler, John Cena, Rey Mysterio, and many more of your favorite WWE superstars. Pick up your copy and receive a bonus 30-minute DVD with special footage of Stone Cold Steve Austin.
On the count of 3, I want y'all to spit it. 1, 2, 3, can you hit it?
And we're back. Well, folks, every different week one of my chambers opens, and this week, Analyze This decided to open and show me something rather interesting. We're going to talk about a moment that changed history of pro wrestling. The night the fans saw a promoter really fuck one of his big stars. I'm talking about the 1997 Survivor Series, the infamous Montreal Screwjob. It all started back earlier in 1997 at SummerSlam when Shawn Michaels was the guest referee between Bret Hart and The Undertaker for the gold. Shawn, having formed DX by that point, was already getting under Bret's skin both in and out of the ring, on the mic and backstage. As we all know by this point, Bret was going to be leaving for WCW, but was still champion. Refusing to drop it to Shawn, many scenarios got played out. Vince chose to go a route that nobody anticipated would alter the course of pro wrestling history. The finish would be Shawn got Bret in the sharpshooter. Bret countered. There would be a DQ of some kind, interference. Bret would lose it the next night on Raw. However, years later, after everything is settled, after Bret left, time healed all. But we'll get to that in a minute. Because what people don't know was that Vince was concerned not for Bret. He was worried about Bischoff. Here's why. Do we all remember Medusa jumping ship?
Throwing the title in the garbage?
Vince feared, and rightfully so, and he had a good concern to do it. Vince's fear was that if he didn't get the belt off Bret, Bret would, our cohort in crime went dark.
Nope, it's all right. I'm right. No, I'm okay.
We're having technical issues, folks. It's okay. Anyway, Vince was afraid of the same problem. However, many different people, both in the back and who were to recount this. And one of the big things was a double cross.
Ooh.
Hence what we saw. But it had never been done on TV. It usually got done backstage.
Yeah.
Or the double cross or the screw over would be the promoter would tell the champ, you're gonna take the heat, you're gonna take the hit, you're gonna lose the belt, and you're gonna drop for a while, and that's that.
Yeah.
If you didn't do business. Unfortunately, Bret didn't want to leave. But with WCW kicking WWF's ass, and after Bret had just re-signed a 20-year deal worth $250 million, I might add.
Oh.
Vince wasn't so sure he could honor it. That's why he told Brett to go take the money from Turner for the 3-year deal.
Mm-hmm.
But we all know what happened in WCW.
Mm-hmm.
He would job for a while, become champion, get kicked in the head by Goldberg, end up having a stroke in 2002, Hall of Fame in 06, and then finally make peace with Shawn and Vince in 2010 once and for all.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about the 97 Screwjob. It unknowingly at the time, it set up the Vince McMahon chairman character.
Mm-hmm.
What no fan could have foreseen was the impact of this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody thought, oh, this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What it did was it was the spark to the flame that would set the tone to go into 1998, where everything would change.
Yeah.
At WrestleMania, Shawn would drop the gold to the rising Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Little did fans know that screw job would set off a chain reaction. Okay. That would in turn give us the greatest rivalry pro wrestling has ever known.
Yes.
You can talk about Rock and Austin, Cena and Orton,
mm-hmm.
Triple H,
yep,
all that shit. Without the screw job, you don't get the turnaround that WWF desperately needed.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get, you would probably get the rematch from WrestleMania 13 between Brett and Steve, but it wouldn't have had the same effect.
No.
Here's the difference. With the rise of Vince McMahon's character as the chairman and the anti-establishment, anti-hero Stone Cold,
mm-hmm.
a wave of prosperity would change pro wrestling into mega mainstream and turn the war.
Yes.
Back. Eventually snap the 83-week losing streak. Eventually, wow.
Yeah.
I lost count how many weeks WWE's been kicking WCW's ass since their downfall. So
yeah.
What?
Yeah, I lost count.
Oh, jeez.
What is your take on this, Christy? What do you remember about the infamous Screwjob?
Well, I remember watching a documentary on it on A&E a long time ago, and the sight of Vince McMahon with an ice pack over his eye because Brett had punched him, that is still like sticks out the most in my mind because Brett was super, super angry. He was so pissed off about what happened because
you know why he punched him?
Made him lose in his home country of Canada, and Bret Hart's a proud.
It didn't matter about losing.
Mm-hmm.
Vince screwed him. Somebody that he trusted,
mm-hmm.
respected, and looked up to stabbed him in the back.
Did.
Said, fuck this.
Yep.
And ended it.
Yep. I'm sure this is going to get talked about in the new Vince McMahon docuseries that'll be airing on Netflix on September 25th. I think it's going to be widely talked about. It was talked about on Vice TV.
I watched the Vice. Tune into Vice and get what is it? Dark Side of the Ring.
Dark Side of the Ring, yeah. Talks about the Montreal Screw. You can
it
watch
talks
it on
about
demand.
The Montreal Screwjob and everybody
mm-hmm.
involved, including that little dick sucking prick Vince Russo.
Oh yeah. He's all jab.
But here's the thing, and I want to say this, and I know everybody watching is going to probably chime in at some point about it.
Yeah.
no Montreal Screwjob, no chairman character. No chairman character, no Stone Cold. Stone Cold gets high, but
not at the level he got
not the
to.
level that it got.
Mm-hmm.
Not the intensity.
Yeah.
That set off the reaction necessary, because without Stone Cold and Vince's dynamic starting, you would not have gotten an eventual corporate champ Rock. Mankind doing what he did. Hunter's Rock. Taker was always Taker, but you wouldn't have gotten a corporate ministry.
True.
There are so many layers that people don't, I think, see that came out of the Montreal Screwjob.
Yeah.
Now, you can't sit there and have Brett go on and go, yeah, he fucked me over a fake title.
Right.
Because that's what a lot of, assholes would say, using the F word. Fuck you, Dave Meltzer. But that's another story.
Yes.
The thing that I gotta ask you, what other than the infamous ice pack stood out about the documentary for you, Kristie? Because I look at that, but there's still so much missing. You had wrestling so shit on Vice. There is something else.
I'm trying to think. I know Brett was angry. I think Sean was angry. Yeah, the Screwjob, I don't think was how he wanted to win that championship at Survivor Series. He didn't. He probably wanted to win clean.
Ironically, he did. He did not want to do this.
No.
Sean admitted in later years he did not want this.
No.
He admitted that he knew. And he said in the Montreal Screwjob special with him, Brett, and JR.
Yeah.
He walked out when that conversation began and said, I'll do whatever you want. I just don't want to know what it is that we have to do.
Right.
And he looked at Brett. He told Brett when he had to sit down with JR, I knew something was up. I didn't know what level, but I knew.
Yeah.
But Vince told me, you deny that shit, you fucking put it on me. That was the one thing I got to respect Vince for.
Yeah.
He was willing to take the heat, take the hit, if it included getting knocked on his ass.
Right.
It was his call, his decision, his word being the law and gospel at the end of the day.
Yes.
I still don't know how the hell Scott Hall thinks it was a fucking work.
I don't know. I thought it was either.
Every time I've heard that, it's not.
It's not.
It isn't, because think about it. Davey Boy had no clue. Pillman, I think Pillman had passed by then. Davey Boy didn't know.
Did Jimmy Anvil Neidhart know about it?
Nobody in the locker room knew. Earl hauled ass out of the fucking arena. Cornette was in Gorilla, and the minute he saw Earl ring the bell, he said, I got in my car, and I fucking took off. I left.
Wow.
He knew. He fucking knew. Foley walked out, threatened to not show up on Raw. Jeez. The locker room, go watch 6 Feet or listen to the Undertaker's podcast, because he talks about this.
Oh, damn.
Taker said he was fucking fuming. He did not find out till the next morning.
Oh, God.
He said, Taker said this, not just on his podcast, but many times when he's been asked, he wanted so bad for Vince to come to him and go, I got this problem. How do I handle it? Because Taker said, I would have sat the two of them down. So what the fuck are you doing? Taker said, here's how I would lay it out. What the fuck are you thinking? I get it. Sean, I get it. But the two of you, cut the shit. There's something bigger here. And Taker said, I would have looked right at Brett and went, do you want Vince to fuck you over? Because that's what's going to come.
Yep, you're going to get fucked over.
And out. I guarantee you Taker would have called it. Would have looked at Brett and went, if you don't want to do the job, you're going to get forced.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not going to like how. Because then it's going to get heat on Sean.
Mm-hmm.
That he may not come back from.
Right.
It's going to make you look like shit going where you're going.
Yep.
I got to steer this motherfucker.
Yikes.
Taker would have been the voice of reason. There's no doubt in my mind.
He always has. He always
the
was.
The fact that Vince Russo and Disco Jackoff Inferno, Circle Jerk Inferno, call it a word. Let me tell you something. Okay? If you disagree, that's fine too. But I will tell you, everybody watching, listen up. When you have a big name like Mick Foley threatening to walk out on you, and Undertaker,
yikes.
Undertaker, no, not even knowing. Taker doesn't know till the next morning, and then it was either the next morning or late that night.
Mm-hmm.
Taker storms into walks into Vince's office to have that conversation and asks why you do it. And when Vince explained it, he goes, "Okay, I get it." And Taker said, "I understand Vince's thinking."
Yeah.
You literally had. I get why Vince did it.
Yeah. You have one of your best wrestlers going to the competition, but you don't want to.
But see, this
is
here's
the
other thing. Here's the other thing. I see why Brett wouldn't drop it to Sean, because Sean and his addiction, granted, put him in such a predicament that he was becoming unfucking bearable to work with.
Yeah.
Are you going to fucking sit there and say, I'll do the honors for you, but you're not going to do it for me? I understand that. I saw where Undertaker said, okay, I see his point.
Right.
Excuse me. And I sound a lot better than I did last week, so. But in all seriousness.
Yes.
You know, if you look back at this, folks, you have to understand something. There are pieces to this. I think there's something else Brett's not saying. Sean's not saying. And Vince. And the reason being is it's either too screwed up or it's the proverbial, you gave me no choice.
This could be both.
I think if I'm a Monday night quarterback this.
Okay.
If Vince would have sat Brett down the day before Survivor Series, no Sean, no Triple H, no Russo, no Cornette, no JR,
nobody
said, voice your grievances to me right now. Get it out. That's number one. Number two, Vince should have called Taker and said, get your ass to my office. I got a problem. I need your help.
Yeah.
Take Brett, having Taker walk in, Taker would have said, what's going on? Vince would have said, vent to Taker what you just vented to me. So that he knows he's got the, skin.
Yeah.
Taker would have sat down and went, how do you want to handle this? Taker, I guarantee you would have said, Brett, look, Vince fucked up and should have got the belt off you before you left. We're in a severe problem here. We are in uncharted territory. Okay. How do you want to do this? Brett didn't have a problem losing in Canada. It was he wanted Sean to prove to him that he would do the honors the way Brett would have for him.
Yeah.
Because the original ending had Brett losing.
Yeah. Probably also had Sean winning clean.
No, the original finish was for Brett to win clean.
Oh, damn. Oh, goddamn.
That was the first idea. Sean didn't like it because Brett. This was the X Factor was Vince scared shitless. He was going to see Medusa 2.0.
Title in the garbage. Yeah.
That's what petrified him.
And he didn't want that to happen again.
If he would have came out to Brett and Sean and said, look, I could fucking care less about your personal beef. You motherfuckers and Taker are going to handle it.
Yeah. And this is going to be done right.
I would have looked at Taker and went, I know what wrestler's court is. Fucking call it. And those two.
Do it. Yep.
But you know what? If I would have been in Vince's shoes, I'd have looked at Brett. I would have looked at Sean, sat him in my fucking office, and said, listen, I'm in a catch-22 clusterfuck. I'd have looked at Brett and said, listen, I did what I did to help you with the deal with WCW because I don't have the money.
Right.
Right now, the financials aren't there.
Yes.
It's unfair to you. However, here is my main issue. I trust you. I don't trust Eric Bischoff.
No.
I don't trust him to try to manipulate you to bring the belt to Raw Nitro.
Yeah. Yes.
And dump it. Or worse.
Or burn it.
Or worse.
Or
worse.
Something. Way worse.
I think that Bischoff would have done something way worse than just the trap.
Yeah.
But folks, leave a comment about your take on how you think the Montreal Screwjob changed the history of the business or how you would have handled it. Yeah. I still think, and I'll be honest, Vince should have been up front and said, look, here's what I'm fucking worried about.
This is
and I guarantee you, that would have been it.
Yes.
That would have been it. On lock, point blank, no questions asked. That would have been it. No doubt in my mind.
No.
So in closing, well,
into the air, Junior Birdman, miss me.
Did I miss anything? I mean, is there something we're missing here?
I mean, anybody out there want to let us know?
I mean, feel free to leave a comment below.
Please.
Oh, goddamn it, Squidward. Bad figures. Folks.
Damn you, Squidward.
It's time to close this chamber. Next week on The Wrestler's Life, I think it's time we talk about one of the people involved in this. Bret the Hitman Hart.
Yes.
We're going to talk about the excellence of execution.
Yep.
But now, you know, Harley, I'm a simple man. Simple pleasures.
Yeah.
Warning. The following scene contains language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
But, you know, few things in my asylum pissed me off.
Yes.
Please reiterate what the golden rule here around here is.
Oh, do not walk into this asylum and don't try to assume the warden's throne, regardless of who you are.
And why is that, my dear? What happens when that happens?
Your angel of death arrives and you're going to get fried.
Yes, we do.
All right. Enough dilly-dally. to the main event.
And today...
Time for the main event.
And today... I tried to spare this motherfucker. I really did. I mean, I remembered him when he was tagging with Mr. Alexander, a.k.a. The North, in TNA.
Yep.
I remember when he got signed to AEW.
Yep.
All Ego. America's top team with... Ooh. One Paige Van Zandt. And Paige Van Zandt, I know this ain't you, but... Paige, you get pretty close to having Bailey's booty. Yeah! Sorry, folks.
Coincidence? I think not.
But then you show up out of nowhere on NXT. Then in a fatal four-way, you win the NXT championship.
What the
fuck? And this weekend at No Mercy, you've got one hell of a problem. By the name, if I say it and he were to appear in this show, I'd fall out of my chair. Joe fucking Hendry. All Ego Ethan Page. You wandered in. I caught you. Remind me to get some extra cameras.
Yep.
Ethan Page.
Fat man, how'd you get here?
Your angel of death awaits.
Oh, Ethan. Where do I begin? You say you have a big ego. I think it's just two small raisins and a shriveled up mini banana. I mean, let's face it. Brandy Rhodes said it best. We could have signed Josh Alexander instead of you. You had something with Top Team and Scorpio Sky, and that went to shit. You couldn't do it on your own. You pissed opportunities away. I mean, Jesus Christ, when you're doing America's Top Team, I thought it was looking like a fucking modern day jack-off porn star who couldn't act. Christ, shave your fucking face.
Ew.
The best thing was seeing you show up in NXT to a huge ovation. That's about the best thing you've done. But now, you got a title defense, buddy boy. You fucking won a fluke in your first title match opportunity. And this weekend, you face a TNA superstar. Joe Hendry. History. I'm calling it right now, Mr. B. You lose.
Yes.
And the reason I call it this is because it's going to do something nobody would see coming. You know what that's called? Irony.
Yeah.
How ironic.
Yeah.
You lose to a talent from the roster you made your name in. You went from being something to just the jizz stain on the mattress with AEW. God damn, that thing was big.
Can't miss comedy, folks.
I think you tried to squeeze in an inch somewhere. I think you got cheated. You want to know what's worse? Ethan. Imagine Joe Hendry fucking you up, winning the gold, but the last image is Josh Alexander crosses the line, gets in the ring, points at you, and laughs his fucking ass off.
After he beats you up.
And beats your ass.
Exactly.
Like the pussy bitch that you've become.
Emotional, damn it!
Shit. I think what happened was in AEW, and I'll give you credit, you didn't do the 8-ball of blow with Tony Khan. And that's why you couldn't get over. Dude, I don't. Children, drugs are bad. Okay, you shouldn't do drugs. Drugs are bad. But if you'd have done a baby blow, Tony might have hooked you up. Tony Khan, lay off the blow.
Please.
There is no passion, there is no vision, there is no aggression, there is no fucking mindset in this football club.
So let me explain how this is going to go.
There we go.
I'm going to flip my switch. You're going to take your bets.
Yeah.
But all ego. This is the size of your ego. See where my thumb is? No.
Look at my pinky.
A fraction of my pinky. We need a microscope, a magnifying glass, and a telescope to find it just for you to pee.
Ew.
I mean, you might have grapefruits for balls like Vince claims to. But if that's the case, your balls probably touch the water.
Ew.
So make sure, as Pat McAfee would say, Dom looks like a dude wipe after you wipe. Ethan Page, you're a dude wipe times 2.
Yeah.
You look like you got cornholed in the middle of the 50-yard line during the halftime show at a Super Bowl.
Oh, God.
I mean, dude, the little fuzz, either grow a fucking goddamn beard or keep yourself clean shaven. Jesus Christ. And I'm going to say this before I let the doctor ever say, I'm just going to say this. Ethan, we all know who carried you in the North. And here's the ironic part. That man became a fucking world champion long before you did, bitch. Here's the rub. I fucking called it then. So, Doc, feel free before we get taking care of the deceased.
Yes.
To be.
All ego Ethan Page, or should I call you all asshole Ethan Page? You start coming.
Hang on.
Can't miss comedy, folks.
She called him an asshole.
I did. All assholes.
At least you didn't call him a cinnamon ring.
Would have been bad.
Deadpool.
You know, yeah, exactly. You come into NXT on a handshake deal 6 weeks in, you're a world champion? Excuse me, that doesn't make any sense. And I hope to God Mr. Hendry beats your ass. Because when he does, and he will, you're going to get your ass to the back of the line while Joe Hendry gives Trick Williams what he rightfully deserves, is a match for that championship that you won't.
Trick deserves the rematch.
Oh,
I'd
Trick
rather see
deserves
shout out to Mr. Williams and Trick.
Love you, Trick.
Don't ever end up on my shit list.
Please don't.
I'm warning you.
That.
Leslie's already gotten it. I don't want you to get it.
No, we don't. You're
Carmelo,
too good of a dude for that.
I think we'll have to take care of Carmelo Hayes at some point if we haven't already.
We have. We've roasted him already.
Oh, that's right.
We did.
Check out the archives, folks.
You have to check the archives.
So
we don't want to roast him again, though.
Yeah, I don't have that in me. You know
I
this.
don't either. Oh, I know.
So before we give the departed to be his due diligence, any other things you want to say other than calling him an a-hole and a cinnamon ring? Do tell.
Yeah. All ego Ethan Page or all asshole Ethan Page, you can go fuck yourself. Can we roast him
That
then?
include rotating.
Rotating, no lube. It's gonna hurt like a motherfucker.
No lube indeed. Let's
No
start
lube,
the
it's gonna
countdown.
hurt. It's gonna hurt like hell. Here we go.
No Vaseline in 3,
Nope.
2, time to die.
Oh, I got a live one here. Oh, there'll be a hot time in the old town tonight. I'm glad you're dead. I'm glad you did.
We're glad you're dead.
Ethan A-hole Page. I would not fuck you if I was the... Never mind, I'm not going there.
No.
I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there because I'm already having...
Emotional damage!
Just from the visual.
Emotional damage.
But folks, Ethan Page, you've been warned.
Yes.
Second time around, I'm not going to be so generous.
Nope. I won't either.
But folks, you know, I got to start by saying, good show this week. Our surprise guest, Mr. Yoosaf Odinson, graced us with his presence. It was a great time to have him on the show.
Yes.
Shout out to Wild Child.
Oh boy.
Love you to death, hon. But you screwed the pooch.
Yeah.
Time to pay the piper.
Yep.
Sorry, we don't play favorites around here.
Nope.
But next week, like I said, we dive into the career of the hitman Bret Hart. Christy, tell the fine people at home where to find you and what you got coming up this week.
Oh, I got what's coming up at this Sunday, Coast to Coast Entertainment Network, Between the Ropes. We are going to review Bash in Berlin and probably talk All In too.
Very, very nice.
Yes.
I gotta say though, side note, I smell something cooking. Don't know what yet, but it smells good. Oh, not a,
What? Oh God! Did he spontaneously combust?
no.
Oh geez.
Worse. First he voided his bowels and then he spontaneously. Goddamn. Hold on, I'm gonna type in. Hang on.
Sorry.
Wait, I got this. I got hazmat also on the laptop. Hold on.
Okay.
Hey, it's me. Yeah. Spontaneously and then shit himself and then yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, send the level 5. They know the drill. I'll pay him extra.
Yep.
Make sure the accountant knows, Harley, this is getting to be ugly.
Yeah.
But folks, where can they find you, Christy?
They can find me on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok at Writing Cat. I'm on YouTube. I talk all kinds of crap, mainly football, of course. Sorry.
No worries. For me, you never know where I'm going to show up. Never know what I'm going to do. But Eric37 Joker, put the 0 where the O would be. I'm on all the socials. Always around here, making sure nobody fucks with my shit.
If anyone does, they're in trouble.
Oh, no. They know the one rule. They just learn to
they did.
Chambers clean.
True.
God damn, it's clean.
Yeah, it is.
Although I'm getting sick and tired of that smelly shit, but that's beside
Ugh.
But folks, we don't know who the victim's gonna be next week. We'll see. But you know, Passion Berlin tomorrow is gonna be a good show. Make sure you don't miss it. We got an University Sunday night.
Yes.
But I'm gonna say this: All Out.
Coming up.
Swerve and Hangman. It comes to a head inside a steel cage.
Yes. And then Bryan Danielson versus Jack Perry.
Jack Perry's going to lose.
Oh,
I only have one fear.
The Elite's going to interfere.
Mox.
No.
Who won a contract and has a title shot?
Christian Cage.
Bingo.
Damn it.
So, with that said, before we leave, you know.
Well, it's time to retire. Feel free to drop in.
I'm hoping everybody enjoyed the interview, enjoyed the second half of the show. Can't do this without you. But like always, don't forget to follow us everywhere. You know how to find us. Like, share, subscribe, stay notified. Tell your baby daddy, baby mama, baby drama, Google Plus, Pony Express, your sister's ass. You know the routine. Make sure you check the link tree for all the links from the podcast, the Pod Mob, the merch, our brands. Shout out to Dubby, Get So Late, Stream Live University. Thank God we ain't got Blue Chew yet. Otherwise, we never hear the end of it.
Nope, we wouldn't.
Although that would be kind of funny.
Yeah, it would be.
But, folks, like I said, I think it's time to retire. But before I do, you know, make sure you tune in tomorrow night. Last Week in Wrestling, the boys are back. This time, anything can happen.
Oh, and don't forget
Uncle
Black
Fats.
Hearts Angels.
Yeah, make sure if you missed Black Hearts Angels, tune into them. Check out the archives. And Uncle Fats, you got called out by Yoosaf.
Yeah, you did.
You better have a response for that one, sir.
Yeah.
You don't call out the hitman out of Pop Mob and get away with it that easy.
No, exactly.
With that being said, I leave you all feeling like this. I hope you do. You know what time it is.
Big Willie Styles already. Very Uzi with it. Very Uzi with it. Very Uzi. Very Uzi with it.
So until next week, adieu, au revoir. Thank you for tuning in. Till next time, for the doctor and me, this is the Wrestling Asylum. Stay chaotic. And Ego Ethan Page, I wouldn't lick your cinnamon ring if it was the only way to get out of any type of situation. You ain't shit. Fuck you.
Ain't shit.
Joe Hendry, we believe. And
I do.
If you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you.
Suck it.
See you next week.
My life is nothing but a comedy.